Hello everyone, welcome back to J and H in the Comic Wasteland. I am Jay, this is H, and we are here with episode number 9, right?
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, oh shit.
Yep.
Showcasing Image Comics and Skottie Young's I Hate FairyLand.
Yes.
I like my comics a little more mature. Like I'm a big fan of Crossed and Walking Dead, and people getting shot in the faces and stuff like that. Exactly. But I remember hearing about this I Hate Fairyland book, and I saw the artwork, and I'm like, okay, it's just it looks a little kiddie to me. And then I read the first issue, and the moon gets his face blown off. Stars get cannonballed to death. This comic has some of the most over-the-top, zany, Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Bugs Bunny cartoon violence you'll ever see. Ever.
I didn't know shit about the book. Jay told me about the book. He's like, you gotta read this shit because this shit's outrageous. I'm like, what's it about? Well, it's about this girl that goes to Fairyland and she gets stuck there.
No, I like that. It's like like the typical, almost like Spielberg, 80s, girl goes on this grand adventure to Fairyland, and she can only get back if she, retrieves
does her quest.
Does her quest and retrieves the magical artifact.
But
fast forward 30-something years later, she's still there because she's a bit of a fuck up. So it's like
right, and she looks what 9?
Yeah, she still looks 9, but she's really like a 37-year-old woman.
Right, she's almost 40,
and she's like the most bitter person you will probably ever meet.
God,
well, the only person who might be more bitter than her is
Larry.
Is Larry, her Jiminy Cricket type
character,
guardian.
Exactly, like the
assistant.
cigars and everything. Just oh my god.
I think one of the best things about to show you Larry was that the issue where Gert got taken out. She was like in a coma, and Larry kind of went on with his life.
He just stayed with her the whole time, but he pretty much had a life around her the whole time.
He found a woman, he built a house, he had a family. Then because of his drinking, the woman left him.
They took the kids with them.
She took the kids with him.
He literally had an entire life while he waited for Gertrude to wake up. Gertrude the girl.
So in the previous issue, another human has entered Fairyland, Duncan, and Gertrude had heard that there's this prophecy that Gertrude can get a cheat code if she competes at the Tower of Battle, okay? Which is like a giant arcade machine, which is actually pretty cool, okay? Yeah. And Gert just annihilates the competition until the final round. So they're like, okay, you win this final match, we'll give you the cheat code to go home. But if you lose, your dragon needs to stay with it. Duncan is like a little kid in like a dragon onesie.
Yeah.
Okay?
They think he's an actual dragon, but really he's just a kid in a onesie.
Yeah. Like no one is everyone is oblivious to the fact that he's
just a kid in a onesie.
A kid in a onesie, okay? So naturally, Gert gets a little too high on her own shit, and she gets straight up murked in the final round. So naturally, Duncan has to go with her. Stay at the Tower of Battle. And, Gert being Gert, she doesn't really seem that much broken up about it.
Oh, well. Yeah.
So, all right, now to this issue. Okay, it starts with a poker game.
Yeah, like their own version of Fairyland poker.
Yeah, there's a witch there. There's a voodoo priest there. There's a Dracula type. Again, in Skottie Young's style of art, this looks so amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, so Gertrude thinks she has the winning hand, and then this Dracula motherfucker, this vampire, is like, no, watch this.
Look at here.
And then he takes the pot. But Gertrude made an even bigger bet, which she couldn't cover. So she offered to get him this creature
called the Catastrophon.
The Catastrophon. You don't really take a good look until the end, but pretty much.
Kind of like in the Alien movies, how you see a tail here and a claw there, but you don't actually see the alien. Right. It was kind of like that with the Catastrophon. Okay.
And Larry has this hat.
The hat of holding.
Yeah. The hat of holding that has millions of objects.
Apparently, it has millions of objects.
It's a warehouse. It's a warehouse of tiny hats, and so they're like, "All right, where's this fucking cat?"
Kind of like if you guys watched Animaniacs, Wacko Warner had that bag that he would always pull stuff out of. It's kind of it's like a black hole kind of yeah.
So just like that. So Gertrude's like, "All right, fuck.
How hard could it be?
Give me some time, and I'm gonna go look for it." So she goes in there, and she realizes wow, after 30-something years,
there's 30-something years of hoarding going on.
Everything that's been going on, there's their own version of what is it, lints.
Yeah, apparently the
which
Hatland
is
has
like
become
lice,
alive.
but it's like
Right.
they're monsters, and then obviously everybody else they kidnapped along the way, and they're like, oh.
So it's like their last stand. They're like, all right, so if you help us survive the day, we'll find you the Catastrophon.
Right. So everything happens. There's a little mini war in there. Everybody dies except Gertrude, obviously. And
Except Shirley Curly, who
Shirley Curly-
her and
Shirley
Gertrude
Temple.
were starting to bond. Right, it was like a Shirley Temple type,
And then
and he started to bond, and actually she gets lit up.
She's like, no, my only best friend.
My only best friend, exactly.
Whatever. Super dramatic.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, Larry's just like having a ball on the
Yeah,
outside.
he orders pizza with these guys. He ends up like making out with this one-eyed octopus chick.
Anyway, they drink some kind of Kool-Aid. And
Yeah.
everybody gets high as shit. And Gertrude's like asking for help. Nothing. Nobody comes. Whatever. They come out. Gertrude comes out, gets the catastrophe, and turns out it's a fucking cat. It's like cute little motherfucker.
Yeah.
Looks. I don't know. He just looks like a colorful like, purple cat.
The most unsuspecting
creature you can imagine. But apparently this thing is like the Lord of Destruction.
Right.
This is like, all right, you want the catastrophe? Here you go. Fucking kills everyone. He takes Larry. Gertrude takes Larry with her, and they bail, and that's it. Never to be heard from again. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I now I look forward to this book coming out every month. When I first read Madly Ever After, I read it in one sitting. That was the first trade paperback. I think it had like the first 6 issues or something.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I mean this book is fun for a lot of reasons, right? Like you know, obviously
let's just make it clear. This is not a kid's book. Okay?
Right. It's
Just to put that out there.
It starts off with the premise of a kid, right?
Right.
They go. She falls into fairyland. She's like, oh my god, awesome, princesses and queens and whatever, candy. But the fact that she gets stuck there for so many years kind of like warps her mind into well, pretty much I guess it would warp anybody's mind.
Right.
If you're stuck with that same shit over without being able to get home. But it's interesting because she's super crude and mean and you know she does whatever she wants.
The most unfortunate, unkept woman you will probably ever meet in a comic book. Okay.
Right. And then she when she finally like manages to get out, or about to get out, she decides to kill the queen, and the laws of Fairyland say if you kill the queen, then you have to take her spot.
That makes you the queen, right?
And she just fucks up, just royally. And she's like, all right, how the hell can I get out of this? Like, oh, you can just quit.
Right.
You just quit. Like, all right. So like she quits, but then every time she does something, she would destroy everything she left behind. Like, oh, she had to meet with like ambassadors and whatnot. An explosion. And when she left the castle for good, destroyed the entire castle. And Larry's like, listen, you didn't have to destroy everything.
Right.
Like, well,
Oh, shit happens. You know,
that's life. Whatever, not a big deal. But everything that she does, it's like what's entertaining about it. It's just like Saturday morning cartoons kind of thing.
And it's a thing of no matter what kind of creatures she encounters, it's more like she's her own worst enemy because she ends up self-sabotaging herself because she hasn't come up with a creature aside from the Tower of Battle. She hasn't really met anyone who actually like just destroyed her. I mean, she usually ends up just coming back and killing them or splitting them in half or.
Right, she just
like I said, this is some of the most like machete machete level violence in it.
Grindhouse,
grindhouse style, right?
And it's kind of cool. You see like this 40-year-old in a 9-year-old body.
Right, when you put it with the almost Disney-like art, it
kind of makes sense.
It is one of the more original books.
And obviously they changed certain words for like Fairyland, where it's like ass is sass.
Like you mother fluffer.
Like, if you're looking for something to mellow out and read and kind of have a laugh, then this is probably the book to do it with. And the art obviously is super fun to look at. Larry's probably like the funniest character because he's just like dealing with shit as it comes along.
Even in this issue, I like that they went a little. I wouldn't say it's meta or even it wasn't fourth wall, but while Gertrude is in the hat. He asked, "Hey guys, did you guys watch the finale to Broad City last night?"
Broad City's like, "Oh man, I love those girls." And like, "Oh, you get TV in Fairyland? Like, what's going on?" You're definitely gonna love the art, and it's very colorful, very well done, and it's just an overall like good book. So we're hoping to see whatever comes next. Eventually, she might make her journey home. But we don't know. And obviously, like, you can kind of deduce the fact that if she ever makes it back into the real world, like, we don't know how she would assimilate.
How she will adjust, right? Exactly.
So that's food for thought. Something to think about. Other than that, I think my final thoughts are it's a good book. It's definitely worth at least read the first issue. Give it a try.
I think the number one's available as one of those image firsts for like $1.
Oh, so So no, just give it a try. It definitely has the image feel. Very crude, very crazy.
No, I like that exactly. That it's not like there's a line and it goes right up to the line without crossing it.
Right.
Like, you know, something like Cross, you know, you have like babies getting thrown into wood chippers and
Right,
stuff
there's
like
no
that.
line in Cross.
Right, exactly. You know, or even like a Walking Dead, like I said, people get their faces eaten off, you know.
Yeah.
But like FairyLand gets right to the point of being hyper violent, but it doesn't go the
extra step. So it's just right there where it needs to be, and that's great. You know, I like it.
Definitely.
I like it. Next week we might have a few things for you guys, so you know, stay tuned for that.
Johnny's going to be joining us again.
We're going to have our Mushu pork expert back with us.
We'll definitely be covering Deadly Class, and I believe we're also covering Teen Titans Rebirth.
And some Mushu pork recipes.
Guys.
No, for sure. No, just, I'm glad you're sticking with us.
Guys, thank you for the continued support.
Yes, of course, please. Like, if you have anything you want us to like check out, anything you want us to read, trust me, we'll do our
drop us a line. Yeah.
Right, we'll do our due diligence, and obviously we're doing it for you. And yeah, maybe this time we don't have the art on our wall. We have to change rooms for a minute, but next one we'll be right on track. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Hey guys, tune in next week as we cover both Deadly Class and Teen Titans Rebirth, and we might even have something special for you guys. Take care.